Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping right in, pitting two minimal operating systems against each other, LibreELEC and CoreELEC. And our mission here is really to cut through the noise. We want to give you the exact criteria you need to pick the right one for your hardware because this choice, it actually matters more than you might think for getting that perfect playback.
It absolutely does. And it really boils down to two things, and only two things. What hardware are you using, and what kind of experience are you trying to get?
Okay, so let's start with the big one, LibreELEC. This is generally seen as the safer or more mainstream option, right?
Exactly. Think of LibreELEC as the broad compatible workhorse. It supports a huge range of devices.
Like the Raspberry Pi, I saw?
Yeah, the whole Raspberry Pi family, standard PCs with Intel or AMD chips, a bunch of other general ARM boards. It's built to be versatile. And because of that, it's super polished, it's stable, the install is easy, and it has this massive community. So if you just want Kodi to work on your Pi or an old PC with, minimal fuss,
It's the obvious choice.
it's the default. It's the reliable family car that just gets the job done smoothly.
Right, so LibreELEC is the standard. But if CoreELEC is just a fork, a specialized version, why haven't the LibreELECs just absorbed those optimizations? I mean, what's the roadblock?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. The roadblock is specialization. CoreELEC is laser-focused. It exists for pretty much one reason: Amlogic-based TV boxes.
You mean those cheaper Android TV boxes you see everywhere online?
That's the one. Chances are, if you bought a $50 box from Amazon, you're running on an Amlogic chip. And CoreELEC uses special vendor kernel patches, proprietary stuff. It lets them get much, much closer to the actual video hardware on the chip.
So it's access that LibreELEC can't get because they have to stay so broad and open source?
You've got it. That low-level access means CoreELEC can just deliver better performance for things like 4K HDR or Dolby Vision, but only on that specific Amlogic hardware. It's a drag racer. Incredibly fast in its lane, but, useless anywhere else.
Okay, so that dedicated focus gives you a huge performance boost, but I have to imagine there's a trade-off. It sounds more complex.
You nailed it. That's the central trade-off. CoreELEC is not universal at all. You have to be really careful and pick the exact build for your specific device model.
And if you get it wrong,
It just won't boot. And that specificity, it can sometimes mean a smaller add-on ecosystem, maybe slightly slower updates than the giant LibreELEC project. But the funny thing is, in day-to-day use, they feel almost identical. They both just boot straight into Kodi and get out of your way. The real difference, the thing that should make the decision for you, is what's under the hood.
So let's bring it all home for the listener. What's the final takeaway?
It's actually really simple. If you have a general device, a Pi, a PC, use the safe generalist. Use LibreELEC. Don't even think twice.
Okay.
But if you own one of those Amlogic boxes and you're willing to do a little homework to find your model number and you want to squeeze every last drop of performance out of it, CoreELEC is what you want.
A clear line in the sand, then. The safe generalist versus the tune specialist. It all comes down to knowing your chips.
Exactly. And it kind of makes you wonder, when you see a specialized fork like this, what other performance gains are just waiting to be found in other areas, like, I don't know, scientific computing or audio production? What if developers stopped trying to make things for everyone and just focused entirely on one piece of hardware? Something to think about.